So we have been practicing a little bit. I've been talking about meditation a little bit. Usually the word the Buddha used for meditation, what we translate as meditation, is Bhavana. And Bhavana considered or kind of translated, people think, well, you should sit cross-legged with your eyes closed. But Bhavana is much broader than that. You could translate it as development. And there's different types of development. And so we have done a little bit of Chitta Bhavana, which, kind of the formal meditation, bringing the mind inwards. We have taken the formal precepts this morning. This is another level of Bhavana, is the Sila Bhavana. Before that, or in conjunction with that really, is the Kaya Bhavana. And then the last one is Panya Bhavana. So there's 4 different types of Bhavana which are talked about. So what is Kaya Bhavana? Now we heard about the Satipatthana, we hear about the Kayagata Sati. But in terms of Bhavana, it means behavior, the kind of how you use your body, how your kind of the environment of your body. Just basically keep it clean, suitable, beautiful behavior. Now you have the next level is Sila, so that's going outside of the behavior, but creating beautiful behavior. So knowing time and place, knowing kind of people next to you, in terms of meditation, not to get too close or not to make too much noise, but also keeping the body clean. Body clean, hopefully all of us know that. But not only the body, our environment. It's so important, the environment, the kind of setting of our meditation, the setting of our lives. I've done a lot of Tudong, Charika, walking tours. And generally people kind of keep clean around their house. But some houses not so clean. And it's not always a kind of complete certain thing, but very often you see the people who, regular, clean, kind of very nice environment around the house. Their attitude to life is different. The feeling, what you create around yourself is cleanliness, kind of a suitable environment. So it's all connected with meditation. If you feel not comfortable in an environment, meditation won't develop. If an environment is not clean, if an environment is not pleasant, then the meditation won't develop. You see in general the meditation monasteries, spotless clean. I've stayed in meditation monasteries where they actually, after you have a bath or after you go to the toilet, you sweep the floor with a towel. It's that clean. You can almost eat from the toilet floor. And it's just Kaya Bhavana. It's kind of an attitude, a kind of a way of life where everything is kind of becomes clean and pleasant around us. So it's an aspect of meditation, and some meditation teachers, I've seen it actually happen with one of the great teachers in Thailand. He came to our monastery in Thailand, and first thing what he did is, I want to go to the toilet. Maybe also because he had traveled, but he wanted to check the cleanliness. And very often the teachers say the way a monastery looks like shows the way the monks practice. And so you can take that also to your home. If the home is cluttered, it reflects a little bit on the mind sometimes. It's not always a clear-cut case, but for those who just put people at ease, for those who people houses are cluttered. But reflect on that, or kind of look at that, contemplate that. When I was trained as a young monk, very often the teacher would say, well, kind of keep your kuti clean, keep your hut clean, and keep it empty. The less you have, the less you have to clean, the less you have to look after. So every time I was very inspired by this, like I said before, I like simplicity. And so whenever I would come back to my little hut, I would look around and what can I get rid of? Is there anything which is superfluous, what is not needed here? And in the end, the hut is completely empty. Nothing there, just bowl and robes. So if anybody comes to the hut, they might want to put something there because it's so empty. The idea is to empty out externally, keep the external environment clean. It reflects on the mind. It's an attitude of mind. So it's kind of part of Bhavana, it's part of the meditation. We have Sila Bhavana, we took the precepts, 5 precepts. It's a basic kind of, it's a basic humanity, isn't it? If you reflect on it, what is a human being? We don't kill each other. Unfortunately, we do, isn't it? But the Buddha defines a human being as somebody who keeps actually within the boundaries of the 5 precepts. This is a human being, a being who is higher than the kind of animal realm. So this is a basic requirement, a basic kind of standard of living. And if we want to develop our meditation, what we call meditation, we want to develop our mind. And it's a very important aspect to set boundaries, propriety, kind of boundaries around our life where we don't harm ourselves, we don't harm other beings. So when we sit down, we don't have to think about it, we don't have to feel, oh, what have I done? Should I have done that? And the more you practice is the more confidence you get in yourself, the more kind of sense of self-respect also. You could say self-respect is, self. Self is not a good thing, selfishness. But this is a self, which is a wholesome thing. You kind of build character in a sense. You build good qualities, integrity, non-harmlessness, kindness. Basically not disturbing other people, but also not disturbing yourself. So precepts, these are training rules, you sometimes have old habits. I certainly had difficulties in the beginning, but through perseverance and through kind of doing it over long periods of time, you realize these are not obstacles to kind of your pleasure and your comfort in life. These are actually helpful. These are actually cooling. These are actually peaceful. These are creating happiness. After the precepts, usually the monks chant Sila Sukhating Yanti. Silena Sukhating Yanti. Keeping the precepts lead to happiness. Silena Bhoga Sampada. It leads to actually affluence. It leads to things coming to you, rather than giving up. It leads to good things coming up, good things coming to you. And Silena Nibbutting Yanti. It leads to peace, to coolness in our life. And so this is what we have to develop. It's a part of Bhavana, to keep restraint to a certain extent. I mean, this is only the basic level. Why meditation very often difficult for lay people? Because there's another level of Sila Bhavana. And this is the boundary between Sila and Samadhi. So what is the boundary? Why? How does it connect? It's called Indriya Sangvara Sila. It's kind of keeping the restraint of the senses. This is a part of Sila, this is a part of Bhavana. So what we do in meditation, we draw the kind of attention inwards, isn't it? No? So we set limits to our senses, kind of going outwards, and generally in lay life very difficult, isn't it? You have to work, you have to look at things, and people distract you, kind of, you pull this way and that. And so on a day like this, on a meditation day like this, a very important aspect to practice, basic sense of, coming back to yourself all the time. This is what I keep on telling people, is kind of come back to that awareness, that center in yourself. And in lay life, generally we're pulled outwards, isn't it? All the attention goes outwards. So part of Bhavana and Sila Bhavana is the kind of sense restraint. So if you have a meditation day, and I would definitely encourage people to do that, not only when you come to the monastery, but once a week, take a day. It doesn't matter what day, just that is your Dhamma day. That is a day devoted to Dhamma. You see, in all religions, they have one day, isn't it? You kind of, our Christian society, or the kind of our Western society, kind of Sunday, kind of Muslims, Friday, different days. It doesn't matter what day. It doesn't have to be any day, no. But at least from time to time, we take a day. This is our Dhamma day, our meditation day, if you want to call it like that. And this is when we practice the teachings of the Buddha. This is where we practice kind of renunciation. This is where we practice going inwards. No? Meditation day, what do we do? It's kind of the first thing. But I would encourage people, we didn't do that today. I actually like very much chanting, but this morning there was no time, and now we'll see what happens. We might still end up doing chanting, who knows. But doing some chanting in the morning. Just recollect on the life of the Buddha, our teacher, the qualities of the teacher, the Dhamma, any teachings that you have heard, anything what you can remember. Just reflect on these things. Sanditiko, akaliko. These particular qualities we chant. Reflection on the Sangha. Sangha in the Buddha's time. Sangha in the present day. There's still arahats in the world, fortunately. I've lived with many great teachers. I feel confident they are very attained beings. So it's still possible. So if you reflect on these things, it kind of creates happiness, isn't it? It creates kind of also confidence that it is possible to do this. So at the beginning of a meditation day, beginning of a Dhamma day, if you like, just make some recollections, reflect. Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and maybe some reflections that you have chanted before. The 5 reflections that actually we should do every single day. We're getting old, aging, sickness, death. Anything what we love and like will be separated, and the reflection kamma. Now this chanting is very important. So devote one day, maybe if you don't have once a week, once in 2 weeks. Once in 2 weeks cannot. Try as much as you can, even half a day, better than nothing. Now devote yourself to the Dhamma. This is your day. And so, on a day like this, you practice sense restraint, coming back inwards, not going out, letting go of the TV, stop your kind of pull the plug on the router. Anything that distracts you, basically. Difficult as a family, I guess, but try to find a suitable place in your house. Just make that your Dhamma place. On a day where other people might not want to practice, this is your place. This is where you practice Dhamma. So you draw your attention inwards. You keep your attention inwards. And this is part of Sila Bhavana. This is part of meditation. Now, if we practice this regularly, it becomes almost ingrained in us. Certainly as a young monk, we are it's like almost pounded into you. Sense restraint, sense restraint, sense restraint. So when we go on alms round, we go to the village. It's the only time we usually go out. So, usually if you want to look at this, you want to look at that. No, sense restraint. You draw your attention inwards. And what it does, if you practice this more and more, the mind stays within. You realize the more you go outwards, the more the mind gets distracted, the more it's an obstacle for meditation. So where is the boundary? Sense restraint. Boundary between Sila and Samadhi is sense restraint. What we do in meditation is sense restraint. It's sense restraint of the mind, not letting it out to unwholesome thoughts. Basically lead the people playing on the beach in my simile. Don't disturb these thoughts. Let these thoughts be. Don't follow these thoughts. Don't step on the trains of thoughts. This is Chitta Bhavana, a kind of development of the mind. And somebody asked me, well, if you develop awareness only, how does that lead to Samadhi? What is Samadhi? Samadhi is continuous awareness. So for me, concentration on an object, externally, looking at the breath and at the nostrils or at the different feelings in the body, I let the breath come to me. So I stay in my center and just relax, watch the breath. Any kind of thoughts, any kind of distractions, these are people playing on the beach. These are just things in the mind we don't pay attention to. We acknowledge them, they are there, but we don't look at them. We just don't put our attention to them. We don't jump on the trains or on the plays or the kind of things what they draw us into. So we stay on that spot in our mind. In breath, out breath. This body is sitting here, it's doing its work. We don't have to do anything. Breath is going in, breath is going out. And we watch from a distance. And what you will find is that if you don't follow these people playing on the beach, don't follow your thoughts, these thoughts disappear. You don't have to get rid of these thoughts. No. Thoughts are not an obstacle. The obstacle is that we can grasp these thoughts or we follow these thoughts. So we sit there in our mind, sit there in this peaceful place, just watch the breath, in, out. You see the different types of breath, long, short. You start looking at the beginning and the end of an in-breath. It's like the guided meditation we did. You start watching the whole breath process, and it comes down by itself. What you will feel, what you will see is that the whole beach disappears. There's only the sea left. That means that the breath is coming to you. You're not going to the breath, it's coming to you. It's more peaceful. You see it more clearly. And in the end, the breath and the awareness merge. What happens, piti, very joy comes up. And this is what draws you into Samadhi, into peace. Some people say it's light, some people it's joy, different feelings. It doesn't matter. But it leads to centeredness, peacefulness, one-pointedness of mind. It's awareness, but one-pointedness. And so this type of awareness we can take into our day-to-day life. Because we have cultivated it, it stays with us. It's not something that we have to do, concentrate outside. When we are busy we're doing things, and especially when we develop this walking meditation, what we just did, it stays with us. It stays with this body. No, it comes back to us. The more you develop this in your formal meditation, the more it will flow over in all your activities in day-to-day life. And the more you practice this in day-to-day life, the more easier it is to stay on that point in your mind, that peacefulness, that centeredness. It's the development of the chitta bhavana, development of samadhi, if you like. But it should also develop into your life. And this is where you develop panya bhavana. If you can stay in this centeredness. And, I talked about this before. What is vipassana? We need to reflect. There's different types of wisdom, isn't it? We have heard. I think we have all heard the teachings of the Buddha. So we know a certain extent already. This is panya. This is one level of wisdom. But this wisdom is not ours. It's the teachers, it's the Buddhas, it's the books. So we need to internalize this. We need to reflect on this. We need to remember these teachings and reflect on it. What does it mean impermanence? What does it mean dukkha? What does it mean anatta? So we internalize these things. We kind of ingrain it in our character. We kind of, we know what it means clearly. And so when we practice meditation, we cultivate this awareness. We start seeing these things. This is vipassana. We start see. We don't have to think about it. This is not vipassana. This is creating the causes for vipassana. So we can call it vipassana. That doesn't matter. That's just semantics. But the actual vipassana happens because you're peaceful, you're clear, and you have cultivated this already. You start seeing things. You start seeing anicca, dukkha, anatta. So you're walking, for example. You have reflected on the body. Kind of this body, it's just this much. So you're walking meditation. You kind of this feeling of anatta arises. Just this body walking, and the awareness is watching that. And the more you develop this kind of cycle, if you like, formal meditation, properly developed, it flows over into your life. You start seeing the results. This body, it gets old, it gets tired, it gets all kinds of difficulties and sufferings and irritations. It's not important because it's not yours. You don't have to be afraid when illness arrives. Oh, I have a cancer. People run to the doctor for any kind of thing. You don't have to do that anymore. It's just a body. Sure, if you have illnesses, it's good to have a doctor and kind of go to the practitioner and get some medicine. But generally, the kind of attitude and inclination of the mind to these things, it becomes less fearful. Talking about fear of death and what to practice at the end of your life. This is what you practice during your life. But so at the end of your life, the body has to separate from us. It's part of life. You're born, you get old, you die. It's as simple as that. So what do we do in between? How do we prepare? So this is panya bhavana, to reflect on these things, to listen to the teachings, reflect on these things, internalize them, and then practice them. How do we practice them? We practice the meditation, make the mind peaceful. We actually look. We start seeing these things in our lives. And so slowly these kind of things fall away, the kind of obstacles and difficulties and sufferings disappear. We don't get so upset anymore. We don't get greedy anymore. We don't get all these kind of angry kind of shouting matches anymore. It just disappears. Slowly, it's kind of the character gets polished. And the mind becomes brighter and brighter. So this is a cycle. The more bright the mind is, the more you see what your conduct, your sila becomes purified. You start seeing it's kind of, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Even if it's not wrong speech as such, but you see something you say, people don't like that. So you start seeing these things, and you practice. Okay, you should have kind speech. You should have speech that doesn't create problems. No? So the kind of through the practice, through the purity of your practice, your understanding, your sila gets purified. When your sila gets purified, your meditation gets better, because you don't have any things to think about anymore. Oh, should I have done that? You don't have any doubts and worries anymore. Your mind is free of these things. And when your meditation develops, your mind gets more and more peaceful, more and more clear. You start seeing in life, this creates dukkha. Anything that creates dukkha, nobody wants. You just let go. So you start seeing the causes that we are creating, dukkha for ourselves and others. And these small kind of little insight, we just let go. Anything that obstructs our happiness, we just let go of these things. And the mind becomes more and more free. These are the results of the practice anybody will experience in the beginning even of meditation when we start practicing. But more and more there's this spaciousness, this peace in the mind. No, spaciousness, I like to call it that. It's kind of, there's room. So it's kind of a small kind of thing about Bhavana, to clarify that Bhavana is not only sitting meditation, or meditation is not only sitting cross-legged with your eyes closed. No, it's the whole package. Whatever we do becomes your meditation, really. Especially on these days, coming to the monastery. But if you can, like I said, create your Dhamma day at home. Remember these 4 types of bhavana. Clean up your house before. Clean up your external things. Make sure that you have kept sila, and kind of reflect on sila as well. Sense restraint. Turning the mind inwards. Meditation properly. Developing awareness. Let the breath come to you rather than going out. Concentrate. Just let the breath flow to you. The meditation object, rather than interfering with everything. Just the whole process calms down by itself. This samadhi, when the mind is peaceful, you reflect on Dhamma, and you start seeing. The more you have reflected, and the more you reflect, the more understanding you have, the more you start seeing the causes of dukkha. And dukkha falls away because you don't want dukkha, isn't it? You start seeing dukkha, you start seeing how you created dukkha, and so it falls away. So, I'm a hermit. I'm usually not very much into formal talks, so I'd rather like to talk and interact with people, so I'll keep it at this. But it's 3:30, so it's 1.5 hours. I suggest we do another walking meditation session, and then end up here doing the last 45 minutes meditation, and last a little bit metta meditation, sharing of merits. Is that a good idea? So really, the walking meditation. Again, this is I think it's an online session, so for people who are not here, take one spot and don't get too close to other people, reasonable spaced out. Take one spot, 20 meters, 20 paces maybe, even longer if you can, and just walk your normal pace. Stop at the end of your path, make a mark there, turn around, wait for a while, recollect yourself. This internal, I'm standing. Use these 4 postures, or 3 postures today. When you go home, the 4th posture. Sitting, standing, walking, and tonight laying down mindfully. Just recollect yourself. Now I'm standing. Then you walk. Stay with this body. You see this body walking. It's just a body walking. If you can. If you find difficult, you get distracted. Maybe you can stay with the sensation of the feet for a while and then come back to the sensations of the body as a whole. This lump here. Because it gets, the more you practice this kind of sense of anatta, this is just a body. You can watch it, isn't it? So, end of the walking path, again you stop. Recollect, turn around, recollect yourself, and walk back again. Try to find your own pace. Sometimes a bit faster, sometimes a bit slower. But if you walk too slow, it's very difficult to take into your day-to-day life. This is what, for me, is so important, the walking meditation, to be able to integrate it into your life. So you want to catch the bus, you can do that mindfully. If you want to walk to the supermarket, you can do that in meditation. So it kind of, you cultivate this while walking formally, if you like. Then when you go home, you'll start seeing. If you do this regularly, you start seeing it. Suddenly you wake up, suddenly, recollect yourself. You're walking meditation right there. And so these moments are so important to cultivate during your day. This helps when you sit down for your formal meditation, because the mindfulness and awareness is already there. Just ground yourself in this body at this moment. This here and now, this is my body sitting here. Now find a suitable posture that you can keep. And again, every time I encourage people to, you don't have to go through the whole body sweep like we did at the morning kind of guided meditation, but just go through the body and just relax it. Just feel the body. How is the body? How is the mind at the beginning of the meditation? And you feel that the mind is reasonable, peaceful, not too much thinking. Just gently direct the attention to the in-breath and out-breath. Again, not forcing, just acknowledging now the breath is going in. It's going out. No need to focus anywhere, just the body knows. You know, the breath is going in. The breath is going out. Just that much is enough. This is the essence of being content. Just being content with one in-breath. See the beauty of it. One out-breath. See the whole out-breath, just the beauty of one out-breath. Just see the whole kind of natural process of breathing just as a natural phenomena. Nature in general makes one peaceful. This is part of nature, just enjoy the natural inflow of breath. Short pause and then the natural outflow of the breath. Just learn to be content with one in-breath. content with one out-breath. When the mind is content with one in-breath, it doesn't go looking for something. Just sit there peacefully, one in-breath. One out-breath. You start seeing all the different aspects of an in-breath, really appreciating it, looking into it. Not concentrating, just watching it. Just learn to enjoy the natural rhythm of the breath. Even if it's a little bit uncomfortable in the beginning, it will, if you don't react to it, just let it be. It will relax, it will calm down, and it will become pleasant and beautiful. Just mindful, one in-breath. Mindful, one out-breath. Any distracting thoughts and emotions, not now. Later you can think, later you can fantasize, let the mind go, but for now we're sitting on that beach, we're sitting in our mind watching the breath, just peaceful, resting. Please just keep meditating, but in your peacefulness, just remember or imagine something what you have done in your life, some good action, something beautiful, something you're proud of, something you're happy with. Something that makes you happy. You have done something for somebody. You have given something. For those of you who come to the monastery regularly, just reflect. This monastery has been maintained and increased by the generosity of my actions. Just feel this happiness somewhere in the body. Just focus on this happiness. Anything that you have done, anything good, any good action that you have done in your life, just recollect and just feel that happiness. It's wonderful, it's marvelous, I have done this. Just focus and stay with this happy feeling. recollect any kind of situation, any kind of action, goodness. Just recollect this happy feeling. Just let it pervade the body, this body, light, happy. You really stay with this happy feeling. It's wonderful. I have done these actions. I have created this goodness in this world. Given dana, given precepts. Even the deeper meditations which you experience on retreat, just recollect, remember that happiness. This is your merit. This is your goodness. Now imagine this happiness, just share it with all the meditators, all the yogis are in this room, all the people around us. May they also enjoy this happiness. May they also experience this peace and goodness. May all the people around us share in this goodness. Just imagine that happiness radiating out of you and pervading this whole piece, or this whole room. May we all share in this happiness, may all experience this happiness. May all the people experience this joy and this happiness. Just really keep coming back to this happiness and radiate it outwards to all beings in this peace, all beings in this monastery. May all the devatas, all the heavenly beings experience also this happiness. May they share in our merit. All the good actions we have done today or at any point in our life. This created intention of sharing. May all beings in this monastery share in my merit, in my goodness, in my happiness. May all my relatives, may all my close friends, may all they share in this goodness, in this happiness. May they all be happy. May they all experience this joy of goodness and peace. the beings at our workplace or at the shopping mart where we go. May all the beings that we meet generally in the day, may they all share in this happiness. May they all experience happiness. May they all be peaceful. Just keep coming back to this feeling, this happy feeling, this peaceful feeling. Keep coming back to your merits, what you have done in your life. And share this with all beings in the island of Australia. May all beings in Australia be happy, be peaceful. May they share in our happiness. May all beings on this planet Earth be happy, be peaceful. May we share the merits of our good actions. May all these beings experience peace and happiness. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be happy. May all beings share in the goodness what you have done. Share in the goodness of our lives. This happy and peaceful feeling. May all beings be peaceful and happy. So that ends the meditation program at least. I hope it doesn't end your meditations. So please keep on practicing even while you're going at home, going to home, all the way to the last posture of the day. Now we have practiced 3 postures today. Try to keep and maintain. And this is the key to success in meditation, to keep meditating, to keep that continuity of awareness. To the end of the day, so you recline. You can recline on your bed, but be mindful, stay mindful until you fall asleep. And again, wake up. As soon as you wake up, just get up. And 8 precepts usually kept until the next morning or till dawn. So meditate till dawn. Usually in Thailand we wake up at 3 o'clock. Maybe a bit too much for you, but wake up a little bit earlier than you used to. Yeah, I'm not sure, tomorrow still work day or still holiday or still working? Here you go, you don't have to do anything. So usually when you don't do anything, you sleep longer. Now you don't do anything, you sleep shorter. So you have more time to meditate. So I hope you benefited from the day, and I wish you all the best in your meditation. Maybe see you in Sri Lanka. No? Come to do some earthwork for me. So have a wonderful evening, have a wonderful practice until the end of Nibbana. May you all be well and happy. Yes, we can maybe end the session together with Arahang Sama, yeah? Arahang Sama Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhaṃ Bhagavantaṃ Abhivademi Svakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammaṃ Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghaṃ Namami. So one more time, 3 times to the teachers who are still alive.